Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of How to Watch a Movie as a Christian. I'm Riley.
I'm PJ.
And I'm Ben. How to watch Thor, Love and Thunder as a Christian. Thor, Love and Thunder is the fourth Thor movie in the MCU. It's directed by Taika Waititi, starring Chris Hemsworth. Thor is in retirement after, the Endgame and all that.
The snap.
And
he's Fat Thor.
He's still Fat Thor.
It starts that way, right?
Yeah. And he's up on a mountain, and he's trying to find himself, and people are trying to bring him back. And he comes back, and he finds that he, by a promise that Mjolnir made to him, that it's taking care of Jane, his ex-girlfriend, because she's terminally ill. So she becomes Thor by gaining Mjolnir and it healing her. And it's the story, it's a cute little rom-com with Thor and his girlfriend.
Yeah, so what did we think of Thor? When did you see it? Did you see it in theaters?
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
nope,
I did too.
I saw it on Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I saw it in theaters. I paid good money for this. Actually, my friend Pilgrim paid. I still owe him.
Thanks, Pilgrim.
We were down at seminary in school down in Southern California. So after class, Pilgrim said, hey, let's all go see Thor. So 3 of us went and saw it. And so that's my context.
And you left the theater feeling good?
I think we'll talk about it, but I wouldn't say good.
So I was really excited. I love Thor. Because, okay, Thor 1, it's not good. Thor 2, really not good. Thor 3, Ragnarok,
Great.
amazing.
It's great.
So 4, I was walking into, it's like new Thor. He's like funny. He's kind of settled into who he is. I loved all the little YouTube videos of Thor and his roommate. You seen those?
No.
They're funny. I should send them to you.
There's too much content.
Yeah.
It is. But I just enjoy him, I think. And I walked into this going, this is going to be a stupid movie. And I'm going to enjoy it. Dang it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch it. And it's going to be great.
Stupid is definitely on the nose, on the dot.
It's interesting because, like you're saying, Thor, his whole arc as MCU arc in general has had a very kind of unique identity crisis. Because Thor 1, it's very dull. They don't really know what to do with his character.
They're trying to make it way too serious.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Honestly, Thor: The Dark Elf World, whatever the heck it's called,
It's so
I
bad.
truly forgot that even existed.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
It should be forgotten.
I stopped it.
Yeah.
I did not finish that movie, so it doesn't even exist in my brain.
I saw the first 2 one time each when they came out. Haven't even thought about them since.
It's enough.
And then Thor Ragnarok comes along, also directed by Taika.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's
So
so
good.
funny.
Super
It's very
rewatchable.
redeeming. It's just like, oh, okay, so this is the Thor of the MCU.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Awesome. And then Thor Love and Thunder comes, and now he's going through an actual identity crisis. He doesn't know who he is, and it just feels like really on the nose because now nobody really knows who Thor is supposed to be in this universe, and it's just like this weird, it's like, yeah, we don't know who Thor is either.
Well, there's a couple issues. There's the plot of the movie is his own identity crisis, kind of recovering himself, but also the Marvel Cinematic Universe is in a picking up the pieces after Endgame. Phase 4, which many people have said, like, Phase 4, what the heck is Phase 4? And we don't even know, what is it doing? And it's not that it needs, like, some big bad guy. It just needs a direction. It's just like...
So, like, yeah, not being a comic book MCU guy, Endgame, it's over.
It's over.
I was very disappointed because I thought there would be more. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's more. But there's not more.
There's not more. There hasn't been. So that's kind of the thing we want to address is how do we watch Thor, Love and Thunder as a Christian? Ben, you have a question for us to answer?
Yeah, my question is this the end of Marvel? Is this just the signifying nail in the coffin that they're gone and they're not coming back?
Let me be honest. My review on letterboxd.com, check me out, Thomas O'Malley is my username. Okay, that's where I log all the films I've watched. I've watched over 1,000 movies. Cool.
Good job.
But
How many
This is-
sermons have you preached?
That's a good question, actually. What are my priorities? No, okay. I was honestly, and this comes after Eternals, then Doctor Strange 2,
Sheesh.
and then Thor: Love and Thunder. So that trilogy made me go, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Eternals was a slog. It was directed by the woman who directed Nomadland, who is amazing, but it felt like Marvel, just like milk toast, middle of the road, just very mediocre.
Yeah.
And so you're taking this brilliant director and robbing her of all her voice. And then the plot of it is too big. Okay, now there's giant gods in the galaxy. It's just too much. It's like bigger is not better, right? That's lesson one. But then Doctor Strange 2 comes along and tells me, oh, you haven't watched all of our TV shows? Then you're not going to know what's happening, and sucks to be you. And I was like, that's garbage. You shouldn't have to watch, unless it's a trilogy or something like a serialized thing, you shouldn't have to watch the other thing. And even well done part 2s or part 3s, even the well done ones harken back. Like they still earn the plot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
Infinity War and Endgame showed us that.
Yeah.
You can totally just watch those.
You can just watch that one or the other one, and they stand alone. So Doctor Strange comes along, and the entire plot of it is actually it happened off screen. It was part of the WandaVision.
It was like Marvel was saying, "Oh, you didn't do all the homework? Then sorry. Here's pop quiz. Who's this and who's this and who's this?
And I'm
why does this matter?"
I'm sitting there going, I don't know. I don't want to watch 12 hours of WandaVision. That's not what I want to do.
Okay, but then there was some hope, some glimmering hope. Another Thor Taika Waititi movie on the horizon. It might be good.
Yes, and I thought it would be good, and I thought it would be fine.
Because we trust and love Taika Waititi.
Yeah, we love his movies, right?
Yeah, for the most. Yeah.
Jojo.
Yes. Hunt for the Wilder People. So good. If you haven't seen that one.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah.
But here was the problem. This was the nail in the coffin for me. The nail in the coffin was I didn't think it was funny.
Which is a big deal because that's kind of what they were trying to do.
It was really, really trying to be funny.
Really hard.
It ran into the same problem that Marvel Comics itself ran into. Because I used to read the comics a while back, but then it just got a little too burdensome. But it ran into what they call the Bendis syndrome. Brian Michael Bendis, they hired on as
Bendis. How do you spell Bendis?
Bendis.
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 A Bendigo. Bendis. Anyway.
Wait, sorry, what was it?
So Brian Michael Bendis, they hired on as a staff writer at Marvel. Awesome writer. He brought this personality to the MCU that was lacking. The conversations between characters became really in-depth, and it was really cool. But then after a while, what happened was everyone just started sounding the same. Everyone had the same sense of humor, the same wit, and it just got really sort of monotonous and sort of dry and dull after a while. And I think that's the exact same problem that's happening.
Okay.
I did not notice this, but then when you said everyone was the same funny character.
Everyone was funny.
Yeah.
Everyone had something
and that
funny
really
to
had
say.
a glass shattering moment for me.
And case in point, okay, let's just point to a specific scene. There's a scene where Natalie Portman, who's not
funny.
She's
Not
not a comedy
funny.
actress. And she doesn't need to be a comedy actress.
I really wish she wasn't trying to be funny.
She's great in certain movies, like some of my favorite movies like Black Swan, amazing in that. So talented actress.
Yes.
But comedian, no.
And that's okay.
That's okay. But there's
Natalie,
a scene. Yeah,
it's
Natalie.
fine.
But there's a scene where she's like dealing with her terminal illness in the bathroom, and she like, clenches the thing and breaks the sink or something. And then when she comes out, the Valkyrie girl, what's her name?
Valkyrie.
She sees her, who I'm gonna call Natalie because I don't remember her name.
Jane
Austen.
That's the joke that they try to do too. Is they they also can't remember her name, so they call
Oh,
her all kinds of
gosh.
different things. Remember?
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh
So,
my gosh, I don't remember that.
They
It's
have this
horrible.
interaction where they're like, "Oh my gosh, is that a cool bomb?" No, it's a Bluetooth speaker, and I'm just like,
Yeah, you used this word earlier. It's
I
exhausting.
died inside.
What they
It
were
was-
doing
Yeah.
was exhausting.
It was like third-rate improv comedy. You know, as an improv comedian, you know, there's like you're watching an improv and that guy's funny, that guy's funny. He's new, and he's like, "This is a dead end for you,
it's
buddy."
like there was a choice made, and the choice was just ran with, but the choice itself was very questionable. And just
How could Taika do this to us?
completely
Why did he do that?
unnecessary.
Why?
I don't know. And especially given the context of the scene, she's struggling with being terminally ill.
Yeah.
That's serious. She crushes the thing. She's having this like emotional breakdown. And then it doesn't need to be lit up by some Bluetooth joke.
Yeah.
Just like let them live in that and like build that part of the character.
It's almost like they've talked about in Marvel Phase 1 and 2 the Joss Whedon effect, where there was just too many jokes and too much what they call bathos humor, which is like you're robbing a sentimental or dramatic moment of its weight by introducing a stupid joke, like where Doctor Strange's, what is it? Cape is like wiping. He's like, stop, and you're just like, don't. It's dumb. And so, but you're saying that where that comes from in this instance is that every character is being pigeonholed into this. It's almost like you're watching The Office and imagine everyone was Michael Scott. That's kind of what it is in a way.
Yeah.
Where everyone has the same tone of voice, same style of joking, same character rhythm, and it just,
Okay, so now that we have that horrible trilogy and the final blow, Thor: Love and Thunder, what do we do with Marvel now?
Yeah, okay. So Ben, you're asking, is Marvel dead? What significance is that for Christians then? Like,
Yeah.
does that matter? Is this a question we should be asking?
I don't know. Because, how to watch this movie as a Christian? I don't know if I did watch it as a Christian. I watched it
What do you mean by
mindlessly,
that? You
and
did-
I didn't care. I did not look for anything of redeemable value, and I got exactly what I looked for.
Are you saying that to watch something as a Christian, you have to see it as redeemable, has value, thematic depth, or gospel, imagery?
Some of those things probably.
Really?
Probably. I wouldn't say to watch a movie as a Christian, you have to find the Christian themes and all that. To watch a movie as someone that follows Jesus and cares about story, right?
Right.
I think that means I have to watch it caring about story and what it's telling me.
Okay.
I'm not going to look for and redeemable probably was the wrong word. I don't know. I'm not going to, it wasn't redeemable. So Satan, it's not, it's what is it? I'm going to look through the lens of my teacher, Jesus, told stories. I care about stories. I'm going to care about what stories are being told to me. And I'm going to think about them because stories are meant to be processed and thought of. This movie, dare I even call it a story, wasn't that.
I think that's an interesting thing, though, because if you zoom out and look at just the story or the synopsis of it, it's cool. Like, if you think about
the stuff
it,
with the God Butcher and stuff. Yeah.
there's a God Butcher. He's vengeful because the gods made him and his entire people suffer, and his daughter died, and he just had enough. And so he went and slayed all these gods, and Thor is a god, and he's next on his list. And Thor is also trying to redeem himself and become something or become nothing. He's not really sure. There's like a lot of really cool story points there. I think it's just the execution of it.
Well, maybe
fell
that's-
through.
right. I forgot about a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I
That's
don't
not
think
what I
about that when
remember.
I think of this movie.
That's what I'm saying. You
Okay.
zoom out and it's like, oh, this is cool. And you zoom in, the execution just fell through.
So what you're saying is, Ben's right in the sense that the story just didn't land. And any great comedy that you watch actually does have decent story, decent themes. I just watched Groundhog Day with the kids. Oh my gosh, there's actually like stuff in there that's like good and meaningful.
Yeah, you can obviously do it.
You can do it, and actually, any memorable movie is that.
Yeah.
I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not memorable because it did not honor what a movie ought to be. And in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there is this established thing that they are doing, which is they do explore great human themes like Infinity War. Some of our favorite ones like Civil War, Infinity War, Winter Soldier. You know, there are some great ones in there.
Really good.
And even Ragnarok. You know, Ragnarok explores like friendship, him helping Hulk, rediscover, his powers. There's like just great layers, and that's actually where a lot of the humor comes out of. Yeah. Basically, what we're saying is a lot where meaning comes out is the same thing as where humor comes out, and the same reason why this was not funny is the same reason why it wasn't also meaningful. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of weight to all of that.
Yeah.
I think, it's interesting because it almost feels like there was no accountability with the voice of which the story was told, because Ragnarok was such a success and it was very well received. Everybody loved it. They thought, okay, Taika knows what he's doing. Taika, do your thing. We're hands off. It's all you, baby. And then it was just all...
Too much freedom.
It was all him, baby. Every single character has Taika's voice. Every single character has one mind, the same wit, the same cadence, like you were saying. Everything is just the same.
It's too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing. There's not enough depth there, I don't think. There needs to be more accountability in the voice of who's telling the story. In this case, Taika. I think he needs more people to, and this is just speculation, but I think it just sounds too Taika. He needs to ground himself a little bit more and surround himself with more accountability of how to tell the story with more depth and characters with different voices.
What ends up happening is that lack of accountability leads to just like, buddy, cut that. That's garbage. That's out.
Natalie, sweetie,
you see
funny.
This happen in George Lucas, happened in Peter Jackson. It's happened with Steven Spielberg. It's just like they're movies where they have too much control and not enough pressure. Yeah.
So they let Taika speak for Marvel, and that's really what did it in for us. We're going no more. That was it. You let this happen, and now we don't trust you because you don't make good movies anymore. Is that what's happening to MCU and us? Well, let me ask you. Are you going to keep watching?
No. No, I'm
why?
not. The only
It's
way,
really
I
not
will
worth
say
your
this.
time.
If you and PJ come to me separately and both say, hey, the new Black Panther, Wakanda Forever looks good, actually.
It does. I'm excied.
So
We should watch it.
yeah, we should,
I'll-
and we should
we'll
do an
separately talk
episode.
We'll
about it.
separately tell him, yeah.
That's what I'm saying is that actually looks interesting to me. I want to, because I liked the first one. For now, though, I'll say no.
It's fair. I don't think I blame you at all. Definitely the shows. It's like we talked about this. It's so exhausting. There's too much. There's way too much. I'm sure I'm behind on like 3 shows at this point. I have a family. I have a job.
This
We
is
have
to you,
stuff
Marvel.
to do. Okay.
What's expected of me, Marvel?
It's one thing too. I like how we're all just sort of. It's one thing too if the shows were really good, but they're really not great. There's the same amount of care and time put into the films is not put into the shows, and it really shows.
Well,
And I just don't have time for that sort of mediocrity right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Marvel, sweetie,
Sweetie, honey.
baby,
Hush.
please just tone it down.
Yep.
Please.
You did good with Endgame. You did good.
You did great. Honestly, I loved Spider-Man No Way Home.
And No Way Home. You did good.
And
Stop it.
I'm just a foolish little Marvel boy where I have so much hope still, and I don't know why. Because of the groundwork being laid in Phase 4, I'm gonna watch it.
It's a bummer.
They know they have me by my fanboy
Caller.
stuff. Collar, thank you. And I'm gonna watch these things, and I kind of hate that about Marvel and myself. I'm just bought in, and I can't get out.
Yeah,
I'm trapped.
I can forgive you. I will not forgive you.
So what am I supposed to do, Marvel, sweetie?
Unsubscribe. Sorry.
yeah.
So let's wrap.
It's a
here.
predicament.
How did we watch it? As a Christian, I said I didn't
You
really
didn't.
just kind of mindlessly put it on. And
Which allowed you to have some fun.
it actually did. I
Right,
gave it
okay.
2.5 stars. I said it met my expectations, but my expectations were garbage. So
For me, I'm not watching Marvel anymore. I think we should all just wave goodbye. Bye, Marvel.
bye.
I'll call you.